Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. You've tuned into the #1 place to find everything about video games all over the spectrum: handhelds, arcade, computer, and console. Let's go back, way back, to September 1982, where we're playing everything that came out at sometime in the third quarter of 1982 or the fall of 1982. We were last playing Deadly Duck on the Commodore VIC-20. That's all I gotta say about Deadly Duck. Let's press forward and see our next game. We're going to the United Kingdom to play on the Dragon 32, and this is Devil's Triangle. Sounds intriguing. Never heard of this one. Here's the box for Devil's Triangle. Oh man, that's a box for a home computer. They got a freaky looking devil on the front. Oh, and they have a little sticker or something, a stamp that looks like Bermuda because it's based on Bermuda's Triangle. This one's available pretty much only on the Dragon 32. It is available also for the Sharp MZ80K home computer, but we'll be checking out only this one here on the show. What else do we have for Devil's Triangle besides a freaky looking box? We have the cassette tape we're going to pop into play. And that's about it. Let's play some Devil's Triangle. This is by Abacus Software at sometime in September 1982. Yeah, I never even heard of this one. All right, so for this one, we actually have to do the RAM expansion we've done before. It is not as cooperative as some of the others. Now, I don't know why though. We have a Dragon 32, or I think this is running on a Dragon 64, and we already have enough memory. I don't know why we need a RAM expansion, but I'll take it. And we are not waiting for the cassette to load. We are fast forwarding through it all. There we go. Abacus Software brings us Devil's Triangle. I believe this is the very first game that has the theme of the Bermuda Triangle in it. Do you want to play at super fast speed? Yes. Every single game I want to play at super fast speed. Unless we're playing on MS-DOS and, we're going to run on a processor that doesn't exist now. Then it'd be way too fast. Okay, so here we go. We begin the game. This is essentially a graphic adventure game. We're in safe waters right now. We're represented by the diamond symbol or character symbol by Miami. And we need to make ourselves over to the east where essentially Bermuda Triangle is. And here's the way the game works. It uses a simple text parser. It's going to ask which way we want to move. If I say E, it says I found a compass. So you see the diamond symbol is moving to the east. I'm going to keep going east. We have one compass and passengers. Oh, passengers are getting weary. I think they told us what to do, but it is going very quick. Okay, let's go east again. We see a passing ship. Passengers are terrified. They say, let's go north. You find some strange charts. Okay, let's head east and keep going east. You find an old key. Nice. So our inventory is slowly coming up, but it's a graphic adventure game that we've only seen maybe a handful of times. Instead of going with a static picture or some animation, this one is actually sending you to the different places. A better version of this kind of graphic adventure game would be like the Complete App Venture, the ones we saw on the Apple II. All right, so let's keep going east. We found an old bottle. It contains a message, but we cannot read it. Oh, that's not helpful. All right, keep going east. Let's leave Miami, and now we're about to enter the seas around the Devil's Triangle. So here's our rating and weapons, and now we move to another screen, and let's keep going east. Let's see if our crew says anything. No, nothing else. Keep going east. So it's a riveting graphic adventure so far because we're able to experience something that's not just one screen. But we are being represented by a diamond. We haven't seen that one yet. I think we're going to be, by the time we finish this show, or the whole channel, we're going to be representing every single ASCII character and every single character on the home computers eventually. All right, let's keep going east. Rating of 9 still. I think we're okay. Oh, wait. 5 points. Oh, it just sent us in a totally different direction. So we just got randomized at the top. Let's keep going there. Can I go southeast? No. Oh, it just said we're... we just got warped again. So we're trying to get to the right side of the screen. Let's just keep going east now. You're in a storm, and it moves at 7 paces. Okay, so you can see what the game is doing. It's randomly assigning events, and those different events have an outcome. So this is kind of the graphic adventure game that every time you play is going to be a different experience, but do you want to have just this random stuff thrown at you? I do not. It doesn't make a really good experience if it's just random events. There were some good ones that we played, like Nightmare Park. That was a really fun one, because as you're making your way through the tunnels, random things happen, but they presented it like mini games. This one's just a random thing happens, and then you have to deal with it. All right, so let's go ahead and head east, move our way north. We've lost our compass, and directions are faulty. I don't know what's going to happen to our movement now. Let's keep going east. Oh, no compass. I tried east, and it went north. Oh, we're being attacked by a giant eel, and we have no weapons left, and we're killed by the monster. Another victim for the triangle. Do you want to try again? It's one of those permadeath graphic adventure games, and yes, we want to play at super fast speed. So we begin the game at the beginning. Yeah, there is no save function for this one. So it was only available on one other computer, but you can tell that the formula is, I guess you could say it has random elements involved, but it's not randomizing on a broad scale. It's not giving us a true like maps changing or the world changing like we've seen with a few other games. It's just a lot. Marshall, that's a good way to put it, but we really haven't seen an official really good Oregon Trail aside from the teletype. The only one we've seen was Oregon, part of Elementary Volume 6. So yeah, we're trying to make our way across, but this doesn't have as, I would say Oregon Trail would be more fun, at least the random elements, but we haven't seen that one yet. It doesn't exist so far. All right, find an old key, and you can see we keep moving around to the end until we get to the other side. And can you make it across? It's debatable. All right, I'm actually going to mark this as we have randomness here. But that's all we'll check out for Devil's Triangle. It's understandable why this one was forgotten, because there's other games we played that have random elements or this adventure style that are presented with some more appeal, lasting effect, rather than just throwing random things at you. So Devil's Triangle, it's got to be low. I'm going to say starting about lower than average, 2.5 stars based on all the computer games so far. Curtis is actually going even lower, 2 stars, and this wasn't available on the Coleco. And when I say it's not available, I'm saying right now, or in this era, it's not available right now. Thanks to modern technology, some of these games that were only available on one system, they've been ported and homebrewed and put all over the place. I'm just saying right now, it's only the Dragon or the Sharp MZ series of computers. Marshall's even saying 2.5 is fine. Yeah, I'm not going to say as bad. The movement, the movement is going to bring it down. So I'm actually going to say a bad title. The best of the bad, right there on the edge with 2 stars, because there could be potential here, adding items and things like that in the game, but because it's just a nothing but a randomness, and can you survive the randomness, it doesn't have the same appeal as other computer games that are out there. All right, so there you go, 2 stars for Devil's Triangle. What is next? Speaking of the Sharp MZ series of computers, here's Domination. Another one that's really obscure. Most of the stuff on this computer series that we're going to see is really hard to come by. Let's take a look at Domination. So I actually found the front of the cassette case for it. I mean, it's got a whole bunch of stuff. We got a wolf there, a fighter jet, a gladiator. I mean, it looks really exciting, right? Just bear in mind, look at the front of this cassette case and then remember when we actually boot the game up, what it's like. Here we go. So we also have, when you open it up, cassette case that I found on eBay, and then we have another just in general Sharp MZ series of computers on the MZ 700. All right, let's pop in and play Domination. This is by Solo Software at some time in the fall of 1982. Here we go. And this one, I am not going to wait for BASIC to load, and I'm not going to wait for the cassette to load. We don't have time for all that. Here we go. There we go. Domination. It's a war game. Press any key for instructions. Let's see. It's a war game for 2 players, so we don't have anybody else here. It's multiplayer only. And whenever we boot this up, as I'm playing by myself, I'm just going to pretend that someone else is here. The board contains 45 territories, and white has the advantage of 1 extra. Why does white have the advantage, huh? Black has the first move in the main game, even the odds. Initially, the 2 sides select their territories, and each player has 10 additional reinforcements to place. Before players move the main game, they're allotted an extra army determined on the number of territories, and when a territory is won, the attacker must occupy it with at least 1 army. So we're playing a strategy game here. We have 9 armies in each territory maximum. You can't attack from a territory. You can only 1 army from it and attack an adjacent area, not diagonally. So it's only going north, south, east, and west for attacks. And these are the basic rules of the game. Let's hit any key to start, and now we begin. That right there, I think, has been the first ditty or any tune that we've heard from the Sharp MZ series of computers. All right, so in the beginning of the game is pretty boring because you're just selecting the territory you want. So I'm going to just go like this. And hopefully get our position signed here quick. And so all we're doing is All we're doing is assigning the... Oh, I need 7. That's right. C7. We're putting what we want our units to be in each square. So the setup is... It's almost like we're playing a rudimentary Stratego or a simpler Stratego. A board and each pieces have different numbers assigned of how powerful they are, and then you just have to decide how you want to move the units around to take everybody else out. So really, really bare bones, considering the other strategy games we played so far. All right, so I want to do that one is 9, and then now you can just keep going, adding on. Like I can do... Oh, you have to keep doing like that. Okay, so let's go B1, and then let's just mix it up and be terrible at what we want to do. So let's do there. Just mix up the white and black pieces. So if you're playing with a friend, you decide which pieces you want to put out there. Let's do D. And after you place all the pieces, then you decide how many troops you want to have in each square. And then the troops end up leveling up from the number 1 to 2 to 3. So it's a really, really simple strategy game. And we've only played probably 2 or 3 games that were this bare bones strategy. So we have to fill the whole board. All right, let's go. I'm just going to go like this. So I'm just filling up the pieces. But if you were playing a 2-player game, you would strategically think of how you would want the pieces to go. And now we can reinforce our armies, increasing the numbers from 1 to different things. So if you saw how your enemy was placing units, you would want to ramp up like over here we do D2. And see, it's raising up that one. And then... And you're just raising the number up of the skill, or how large the army is, or difficult the army is. So if you were into strategy games, this is essentially the bare minimum of what the strategy game would be, because all it's going to do is when you decide to move, you move north, south, east, and west, and then you take out units until you're successful and you've just destroyed the enemy. So the only way I can describe it is it's Stratego, but it's a very simple Stratego. Bear in mind, we've played a version of Stratego on the X80 Sorcerer home computer, and it played better than this. So I didn't want to go into the whole game because you can see how it's pretty tedious, slow going. The setup's slow going, and the gameplay it's almost like a game we played called Centurion, but that was real time on the Atari home computer. Domination is just the simplest of the simplest. Chiptune says, headbutt it in the sun. Yeah, I'm already seeing bad. It's bad. Of all the games you can be playing right now, Domination's low. I'm even going to say maybe even lower than 1.5. But because it's still a strategy game, and it's essentially like playing a virtual board game, I won't go down in broken. I mean, it works. I'll say 1.5. Errol's with me there. Curtis is saying still in the bad range, about 2 stars. Charlie 2 as well. So there you go. It's not just SSI out there in Avalon Hill doing the big strategy games. There's other titles too. Yeah, Marshall's saying 2 too. So that's Domination on the Sharp MZ. What's going to happen next? After this commercial break.
This is a Commodore home computer system. With it, you can learn music,
fancy,
take care of your household accounts, file your lists, type your letters, get into telecommunications, and entertain your family. But it all starts with the Commodore 64 or VIC-20. And now is the right time to start because the price of all Commodore software is now up to 50% less. Commodore computers, in more homes than any other home computer.
And they're not kidding. It's going to be all over the place. All right, so we are on the Commodore 64. This is Dynamite Skier. This one is another title that doesn't have a lot of info. For artwork, we just have a few things that fans put out there, you know, for a front of a box. So there's no real Dynamite Skier front of the box. I know that HES, or Human Engineered Software, had catalogs, but I couldn't find anything that had anything on Dynamite Skier. So maybe this one didn't even exist. Let's pop it and play Dynamite Skier by Gunter Cook of HES, or Human Engineered Software, at sometime in sometime in September 1982. Oh yeah, so it must have been a way later commercial. I would love for it to be that. Dynamite Skier is a great title. Ski downhill without touching anything but flags. The further you go, the more flags score, but even they can be deadly if you hit too steep an angle, since you carry deadly or leaky dynamite. Avoid everything until you reach the top speed. Even touching flags will blow up you to shreds if touched at less than top speed. Touching even with your arms or head can be deadly, so watch out. To restart the game, just hit any key or use the joystick. You have 5 skiers. Good luck. You'll need it. All right, we can do a regular game or a learner's game. I'm going to do regular. We're skiing professionals here. We played tons of skiing games. every skiing video game we can play. So we can handle regular mode. All right, you see the speed over on the right side. It's using the half screen for. Oh my gosh, they just ramped up really fast. Where's my sound? Where's my ski sound effects? I hope this has a sound effect for blowing up. But man, yeah, I'm at max speed now. I have no control. Yeah, there's no sound. Don't adjust your audio. I'm wondering. I'm playing this on the tape version of the Commodore 64. I'm wondering if another version would have the sound. We just exploded into a bunch of shrapnel, and then a helicopter comes and picks us up. Nice touch. I'm loving the video games that after we die, there's some kind of animation for how we get rescued instead of just blinking off the screen. It's pretty cool. It's charming. Oh man, but it's skiing. It's not super impressive. This one is the 24th Commodore 64 game we played on the show, and even with 24 games already on the Commodore 64, this is still one of those titles that could be one of the first games you ever played for the Commodore 64. Right here, Dynamite Skier. I hope he had sound though. I wonder if a different version had it. Gosh, it's so fast. The graphics are all right. Scrolling speed. It's pretty fast for the Commodore 64 and for just any title. Anything that's scrolling warp speed, it blows me away. It still surprises me. This one is the 12th skiing game we've played on the show across all systems. And this is the 3rd skiing game on a home computer. There's only been 3 games where you are skiing. So it's a pretty rare to play. And this one is unique, because you're strapped with dynamite. And if you touch anything, you blow up. But it almost feels like we're not really skiing because I have no control over the speed. Even whenever I push the button, he just wiggles to the right. It's just how long he can stay alive. But wait, my score isn't going up. So now I'm wondering if this is just a bad copy of the game or we didn't get the sound going. But I'm in control. It's not doing a demo. Yeah, look on the right side. The high score and min, but I'm not getting any high score. I got to have a score. It's 1982. At this point, all the major consoles have skiing. The Atari, Odyssey 2, Intellivision. So most of the skiing games you're going to be able to play on home consoles, and they're great. Really, really good. However, on the home computer, they have the ultimate skiing game, in my opinion, which is skiing for the TRS-80 Color Computer, the first-person skiing game, the only one, and I still say that one is the best. The only other one we've seen was another title called Giant Slalom for the Atari home computer in 1981. And then in the arcade, we played recently a skiing game called Alpine Ski in January 1982. But other than that, the August 1981 skiing on the Coleco is the tops for all skiing games. All right, so it's possible it's just a bad copy of the Dynamite Skier, but it still controls the way it's supposed to. But you're only moving left and right, and you're just dodging everything else. So yeah, you could consider it like reverse avalanche. You're just supposed to dodge everything. Oh, that's where we get the points. Thanks, Charlie. Okay, look, I'm popping it in again. I was trying to dodge everything because we're strapped with dynamite. I thought we were supposed to avoid it all. No one snowboarded in 82, huh? Well, here on Chronologically Gaming, snowboarding, we haven't seen any games so far. We're probably not going to see ones for a while. It's all skiing. 12 games so far. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can get some points. Maybe it'll turn on the music if we get some points. All right, pick up the flag. No? All right, let's go through this one. No, the flag's crashy too because we're full of dynamite. Or maybe you're supposed to maneuver around the flags, but the instructions didn't say anything. The instructions just said avoid everything. No problem, Charlie. I like the heads up, so thanks so much. So Dynamite Skier, it's okay. And you got to admit, of all the games so far, there's only 3 on any home computer you could be playing right now. It is no skiing on the Coleco, but I'd still say around average for everything so far. Oh yeah, maybe that's true. We got to be top speed. See, we're throwing out more things in the chat. But I'd still say average for all the games so far. You'd have a good time, and this experience skiing or moving vertically scrolling this fast on a computer is pretty fun. So I'll say average for the time. For everything on a home computer. It's not really average, though, for skiing if there's not that many out there. All right, where are we going now? We're back on the Sharp MZ series of computers. Here's Fighter Command. Another one that is really, really rare, hard to find. All I got is the manual for the Sharp MZ700 and then a basic cassette tape, and that's it. I think that's it. Let me see. No, I also have just random software by Solo Software, but not the cassette case we're looking for. Let's pop it and play Fighter Command by Solo Software at sometime in September 1982. So another one by Solo Software. They were in the United Kingdom, so we're technically going to the UK rather than Japan. All right, so this one, same thing. I am not going to wait for BASIC to load and wait for the game to load. Let's do this. And go. This is Fighter Command, and yes, we need instructions. What you're seeing here is the main screen. It is a first-person perspective flight simulator, but it's done where you're doing all the commands via keyboard. So this is the graphics that you're going to be seeing for the majority of the time. All right, so press any key for instructions. This key for instructions. Any key. Okay. You have to find the any key, apparently. I pushed 2 keys and it didn't count. You pilot a craft with instruments only. Your mission is to catch and destroy 10 enemy ships that are fleeing from you. Your long-range radar can see how far away they are, but they only show their scanner when they're less than 50,000 miles away from you. They will detect you at 12,000 miles, fire missiles at you, and then use their warp drive to move out of missile range. You have 15 missiles on board, which have the maximum range of 30,000 miles. 30,000 miles, man! What kind of what plane are we flying right now? You're able to detonate the missiles from your ship, and they're only effective if they explode within 500 miles of the enemy. So don't detonate missiles or fire lasers within 1,000 miles of your own ship. All right, so what's our controls? Okay, there they are. So you can use the cursor keys on your Sharp MZ series of computers. Now, there's a really small picture of the Sharp, the original like 80K version that's up here. And then the one we're playing on is the MZ. If you look over on this side of the screen, the MZ 700 is the one that has that cursor in a cross or plus pattern. So just imagine you're going to use those cursor keys to play. And then you have to use the commands A, F, D, and S for those commands. So write them down, or hopefully you had the manual in your cassette case. And so we're going to be using that to control the game. Ready? Let's commence our mission. Oh, wait, sorry. Hit the any key. Make sure I hit the right one. All right, so we got helm ahead. It's showing a screen that is refreshing every time it's redrawing the top right corner. And it has a missile condition, which is just a giant red button. If you want to move around, let's go ahead and move ahead. And we can see the number of missiles we have. Can I go ahead and fire one with no one around? No, I got to have someone in range. There it is. Okay, so weapons, laser, and range. And we're aiming the... and it already came up, and I think we died. You've been hit by an enemy missile. You're severely damaged. You have until 50 to print the emergency code. Oh, and we didn't write down the emergency code. On the last screen for the instructions, they tell you what the emergency code is, and if you don't type it in fast enough, it's almost like a countdown for a bomb. Then you blow up. You fail the escape in time, and therefore you are eliminated. Do you want another mission? Well, against my better judgment, yes. There it is. New emergency escape code 3984. I'm going to write that one down. 3984. Okay, here we go. We're ready to go. Now we need to find someone on our long-range radar. In a way, it feels like I'm playing a Star Trek variant with the certain commands you have to type in and then very limited visibility. All right, I want to move to the right. And let's go ahead and fire. Okay, we got one. Detonate. Fire. And go. Detonate. Oh, man. Okay, so on the top right... It's very difficult to explain, but it's also slow. Oh, wait, I've got to put my code in. 3984. Oh, 3984. Wait, I did it. I thought I put it in. Did I put in the wrong code? Well, we failed to escape in time, and therefore we are eliminated. Do we want another mission? I really don't want another mission. I'll try to do my best to explain this. We got a new one, 2809. Okay, so I'll write that down. All right, so in the top right is the long-range radar, and it's supposed to be refreshing and tell you where the enemy is. On the scanner, when they're getting in close range, that's the missiles coming at us or enemies coming at us, and we have to fire off the missile and detonate it at the time where we're supposed to find the enemy, which means we have to blend the long-range and scanner almost like we're playing a fast version of Battleship, you know, determining where they are and then detonate at the right time. But the refresh rate is appalling. It's not as slow as anything. We played something worse like TIE Fighter that was on the on MS-DOS, but this one is just really hard to control. Yeah, no, the idea is bonkers, right? Thanks, Hunter. Appreciate it. All right, so we still were eliminated. Our emergency code still doesn't work. Do we want another mission? No, we do not. So there's Fighter Command. It is a flight simulator, but done in a way that isn't action-based or as much it's more simulation-based, where you have to type the correct commands in. If that's up your alley, then you might say it's around average, but I gotta say no, it's poor considering everything else so far. In fact, so low, I'm gonna have to go 1.5. It's difficult to control and understand because even when I've seen gameplay of this title and know what to do, the response time is really, really bad. I don't want to say broken, but it would take a while to get used to, and it's just too hard to play. So Bardo Man's saying 2.5. Oh, Manly's actually going 2.5. Very nice. Charlie's saying 2.5. Yeah. So I gotta say 1.5 stars. Everything on all home computers. If it's for the Sharp MZ though, it's all right for the Sharp MZ series of systems. All right, what's happening next? We're now going to play Frog Trek on the Color Computer. Now, Frog Trek, I would say from the title, we're going to play a Star Trek variant, but Frogger mixed together. But no, you'd be wrong. We don't have a lot of information for this one besides just an ad. It's new for your Color Computer Frog Trek. You may be able to guide your frog through 6 lanes of rush hour traffic, but that isn't enough. You must also cross the river by jumping on logs and turtles to get Froggy safely to his home on the other side. Watch out for the snake, and don't jump on the industrial waste. A great machine language game at a great price, $15. And that's all we got with the screenshot. You did, Curtis? Okay, I'll be prepared. Let's pop it and play Frog Trek. This is by George Barr at sometime in September 1982. I love it when the chat warns me, get ready, it's going to be scary. I really love Frogger games, and I would like to play every single Frogger variant across everything, so this will be another tip of the hat for it. Here we go. George Barr and Delrich Publishing, 1982. Here we go. How many players do we want? We can do 4 players. So it's essentially Frogger, and they're asking how many you want to do alternate play. I'm just going to do 1, because I guess if you had 4 people that wanted to take turns, you could. But, all right, use the arrow keys to control the frog. Hit any key to start the game. We're going. It's time to play Frog Trek. Oh, my goodness. So it's Frogger. But instead of going from the bottom of the screen to the top, or the top of the screen to the bottom, we're actually going across. This is the very first Frogger that's ever done this. And notice that it's not moving anything until you get... Look, when you get to the other side, then it starts to move things. Wait, the snake's following me. That's not fair. Oh, and the snake kills you that fast? That is hot garbage. It was homing in on us. All right, we'll try it again. I got 2 more lives. I got to make it across at least once. All right, we're going in again. From left to right Frogger. And again, don't just adjust your audio. There's no sound coming from this game. Wait, why can't I jump on that? Now I want to know what can I land on? Okay, I know I'm supposed to avoid these guys and then go across. Yeah, don't touch them. What in the world do I do over there if I'm not supposed to... What? I'm landing on it and it's not working. I can't believe. It's so bad it's good. I don't know about that. It also has no animation. It's essentially sending one object across to the other side. Frog Trek. It is a trek to even get to the other side. Well, maybe I'm supposed to avoid the... I'll try avoiding it this time. I won't try to jump on him. Let's see. No, you... What? How do you get... You have to jump on the bottom? Oh my gosh. Well, thanks for the heads up, Curtis. I feel your pain if you've had to examine the game to learn the mechanics. All right, so here we go. Land at the bottom. Got it. What? The hit detection's so bad. So you can't jump on it where you want to. So that makes me wonder, when I'm playing and avoiding the traffic, does that mean the traffic can hit me because the collision's that bad? Wow. All right, let's try it again. Bottom of it, got it. Bottom of it, got it. Okay, okay, I'm figuring it out. Come on, we can make it. We can do it. No, it didn't work. It didn't jump to the... I wonder if the spot you need to change your direction to. It's so bad. Yeah, this one, some of the worst ones we've seen so far was Hoppy and Cricket on the Commodore VIC-20. If you're thinking for like home computer titles, but wow. It is responding with the arrow keys. I'll give it that. Chiptune's already saying 1.5. Yeah, it's bad, that's for sure. Man, I got to make it to the end. I got to make it to the other side at least one time. Every Frogger, we've at least done it once. So this one's been the most trivial because of the hit detection. All right, so jump on the bottom of the log. Jump on the bottom. Okay, that worked. Let's wait a little bit so I can breathe here. Jump on the bottom. What? No, it didn't work that time. It's almost like they're taking the mechanic that the turtles that dip under the water in the original Frogger to the nth degree. Like, let's make it even more challenging where you got to jump on a certain pixel to make it to the other side. The colors, though, I can forgive. This is the huge for what we've seen on the Coleco. All right, here we go. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Yes, we did it. We got one frog across. And that's it. All we need is to save one frog and call it a day. There's also no sound. At this point, when we play video games anywhere, if it doesn't have sound, it honestly feels like a bad experience because we've heard so many things so far. Music and tunes and things like that. That's right, Scruffy looking. Probably not on this game, though. I've seen Raj throwing out 1 star. Yes, Curtis, it is bad. Oh, man. The whole level to get all the frogs across would have been insane. Okay, so that's Frog Trek. It is bad. Everybody in the chat has to throw something out around the 2 star, maybe even lower range. Yeah, Charlie saying 2. I'm gonna have to go. It's too frustrating. It looks the part, and this would have confused people in magazines that they had screenshots of Frog Trek. Like, oh, cool, it's Frogger, but it's on the side. We get to go across left to right. Let's try it out. Let's buy it. So I'm gonna say 1 star. Of all the games you can play right now, it's bad. It's borderline broken and bad. It's terrible. Psychosis Media says 0. I couldn't agree more. All right, so there you go. That is Frogger. At this point, we've seen Frogger on the VCS and Frogger in several places, but we have another Frogger tonight. Let's press forward and see our next title after this commercial break.
Yeah, it's the official tabletop version of the
It's Frogger!
It plays the same. Where'd you get it? Mr. Arcade is here.
Yes, Mr. Arcade's here.
It's mine. Pac-Man. You want to take it home? Yeah. My own Pac-Man. Mr. Arcade?
Someday I'll be able to do that.
Donkey Kong, the official tabletop version.
Frogger, Donkey Kong, and Midway's Pac-Man and Galaxian. The arcade games you can take home with you.
That's right, the arcade games you can take home with you. This is Frogger by Coleco, the well-sought-after Frogger. I really wanted this handheld. Let's take a look at the box. Oh man, Frogger by Coleco, there it is. So cool. It is a massive box because inside it's not just a handheld like we see with Nintendo Game & Watch or the VTech systems, LCD. This one's the big vacuum fluorescent display. It's meant to look like an arcade cabinet and trick you into thinking you're buying an arcade cabinet. But it's the official Frogger. Plays sounds and scores like the real Frogger arcade game. And that's what they've said with everything mostly by Coleco. Yeah, and they also had Galaxian there too. I'm going to flip it on the back, and we have just a few. I think that was the European back of the box. What else do we have for Frogger by Coleco? Besides the box, there's the system. It's a massive one, taking several D batteries, if memory serves. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there we go. It is a real collector's item, lots of fun. We also have the manual for Frogger by Coleco. Multicolor display, 2 challenging skill levels. Oh, C batteries. 4 C batteries inside that thing. Gosh, yes. Oh man, try your skill at guiding a nimble but nervous frog across the highway jam with crazy drivers, a snake-infested sidewalk, and a rushing river. Frog's goal is to save the safety of a home on the hedge, and the faster Frog hops there, the higher your score. Can you get Frog home before time runs out? And a little fitting that we just played Frog Trek on the Coleco, and to see the difference between a handheld system and a home computer playing Frogger. So there you go, you got a control stick that's like an arcade stick. It's so cool. Here's how you insert the batteries and how to play. We got the score indicator at the top. You can do the frog's home at the top, and then we have the logs, turtles, and you can make out what they are. You really don't have to use a lot of imagination. Maybe with the cars, but then you have to get across in a certain amount of time. You use that joystick, hop all the way across. Between the cars, avoid the snakes, leapfrog the river on the logs, and then if they eliminate, you get killed by cars, snakes, water. Yeah, you still can't land in the water as Frogger because we know now the river is just running too fast. Frogger can't swim that fast. It all makes sense now. All right, so the instruction booklet gives us basic information, and they tell us that we should explore the game and have even more fun, finding new things out. Oh man, I'm loving the chat. All right, it's time to go in the palm of our hand or on a tabletop and play some Frogger. This is by Coleco. At some time in 1982, or it's possible, I've seen 1981, but most of the systems have the copyright 1982, so that's why I'm saying here in sometime in September 1982 for Frogger. It boots up, it plays the Frogger theme song, so it's an official Frogger game, and look at this. I use the joystick, I can move all the way around as Frogger. I understand where things are in the game. I have a good, look at this, the landing on the logs and turtles works. I don't see any turtles going underwater. This is a handheld, and I already feel, after playing Frog Trek, this is a breath of fresh air. Because it works. I know you had to get really close to the screen when you were playing it, but for me, this system, this handheld, I would have loved to have this. I was all about, you see in the commercial saying, this is the Frogger that's just like the arcade game. And of course, it's not exactly like the arcade game, but this is close enough. I mean, when you think of all the handhelds, this is portraying Frogger better than shooters could portray it, and even Donkey Kong on the Coleco. Wow, it's so good. Yeah, the colors work too, and this emulation is not doing justice. Oh, we have the snake in the middle now. Look how they did the snake. Nice touch. If you're playing on the actual system, it glows a lot better. The VFD looks better than this does. Timer's running out. You got to work fast. Oh, but yeah, the play control, though. I mean, it does what you want to do. You know which Frogger needs to go. You have 4 different directions. Make it happen. All right, we got to work our way a little faster. Oh, man, it plays and responds great. Oh, there you go. So when you do land in the water, Frogger keeps moving as if he lands on something, but you just have to listen to the music to know you died. The only other Coleco handheld we played here on the show was Pac-Man, and the sound effects compared to Pac-Man are so much better. Pac-Man was a siren that was going off the entire time, and Frogger actually sounds like Frogger. And notice how they're switching up the homes. Oh, I see. The turtles are now going under the water. And we got our game over. Wow. Psychosis, yeah, Pac-Man was awful. This one is, I would say, even better. This is better than Pac-Man. And as far as handhelds go, we've already played another handheld that's taking the homage from Frogger called Bandai Cross Highway. But that was done on an LCD and looked more like you're playing on a Nintendo Game & Watch. But the Bandai handheld. That one we couldn't play. We didn't have a simulator like this to play it on. So there is Frogger or Frogger-like games you could play on a handheld. But I mean, look at this. This looks and plays so good. And at this point, we've already played... Oh my goodness. Frogger's been on the Atari... This is our 21st Frogger game. So Frog Trek was our 20th Frogger game. And this one is our 21st Frogger variant. We've already seen Frogger officially on the Atari home computer, and Frogger's been on the PC 6001 home computer in Japan. I'm sorry, we played Frogger on the Atari, yeah, only on the Atari VCS. And then just a few days ago, we played Preppy, which is a really good Frogger game on the Atari 800. And then TI Toad on the Texas Instruments home computer. And before that, we played Cricketeer on the Apple II, Meltdown, all great Frogger games. Pacific Coast Highway is the best Frogger game so far. And even though we had a brand new Frogger game called Frog Trek that's tilted it on its side, this formula and the way this handheld is playing is so good. Oh, Manly's already thrown out 4.5 stars. For all the handhelds so far, this is good. I would consider this one of the best handhelds you could play right now of everything out there. Not just the ones we've showcased here on Chronologically Gaming. Yeah, this works great. I want to see if I can make it across. I like how they switch up the levels. They have the turtles that drop down. They have the different homes in different places. The snake shows up. It's everything from the arcade. It's great. Oh, yeah, I want to see lots of 4.5s. So good. All right, so now is the question. We saw Donkey Kong, the multi-screen Game & Watch by Nintendo as a handheld. I said 5 stars for that. I would still say Donkey Kong, using the directional pad as a handheld, is still king. It's a 5-star handheld game. This one's still one of the best, and I got to go with 4.5 stars. Of all the handhelds you could be playing right now, it's one of the best. 4.5 for sure. Yeah. no Lady Frog. I'm seeing lots of 4.5 too. And it is true. If you like this game or arcade game, then you would love it too. Chiptune's saying 4.5 as well. Very nice. And there's not a whole lot of competition as far as handhelds copying Frogger. There's more out there besides the Bandai one. And handhelds already is a really, really deep well of all video games. It's difficult to pin down whenever they were released, which regions they were released in, and then I'm doing my best. It's pretty much I'm cataloging everything or collecting as many virtual handhelds, and then if anyone tells me, hey, if you played this one, then I'll see if I can go out and play it. But Frogger is king. So good. Oh man, that's really fun. All right, let's see what's next. We're back on the Coleco and playing Galactic Attack. Galactic Attack. Got to be Galaxian, right? Here's the box for Galactic Attack. Oh yeah, space theme for sure. Love it. It's using the cartridge box for the Coleco because we'll be playing on cartridge. And there is the cartridge for Galactic Attack with an example of the screenshot. No spoilers. We also have the manual. Galactic Attack. Confidential. Don't open until Galactic Attack. All right, it's not Galactic Attack. We won't open it yet. Scene 1, Friday. A scientist in a lab coat is seated at a desk surrounded by books in a mahogany panel library. Dr. Laserbum. Why are they telling us a story to just shoot down a bunch of people? We don't need to hear from Dr. Laserbum. And then we have Scene 2 on Saturday. The first alien office. What in the world? What this manual is giving us a play-by-play before we play a fixed shooter. There's Scene 3 on Monday. Equipment necessary to save Earth. We need a TRS-80 Color Computer with at least 4K. 4K. And a color television and joysticks. Load up Galactic Attack. It'll show this screen. And then later that day, your mission is destroy the alien ships. There's been a worldwide destruction. You risked your life to find the only person on Earth who holds the key to destroying the aliens before they conquer the Earth. Nobel Prize-winning physicist Dr. S.T. Laserbum. Wait, we're going to be protecting Dr. Laserbum? There's plenty of video games we played where it's no need for lore. There's no need for a story whatsoever. But yet they give us this gold mine of why the hell did they put this in a manual? It's not the end, too. We're going to see plenty of it. Look at it. They got even more story. I feel like someone should be reading this while I'm playing the game. And then we also have how to destroy the aliens. Nice. Push the red button on your joystick to begin. There's so much text, though. It's a very simple game to play. We're just going to go left, right, and fire. We have reinforcements on the upper left corner of the screen. Status remaining. Okay, so we got reinforcements. That's basically our lives. Yeah, we start with 2 laser reinforcements. Do they have anything special, though? No. There's bombs that can be stopped in midair by your laser beam. But that's just, you shoot them. That's all it is. Oh, and we have Night Attack, which is kind of nice. They just changed the color up for us. And then we have the epilogue. Version 1, Version 2. Wait, they have story at the end. Oh, this is nice. So This reminds me of this era of gaming. The story isn't in the game itself. There's not a lot of story in the game. Text adventure games will have it, but majority of video games that have any action, they're going to put them all in the manual. All the story is here. Like, look at this, the ending. Whenever you finish, or say you want to finish the game, you can read these stories, and that's your ending right here. It's in the manual. Smoke is rising from the ground. Remains of destroyed alien ships are scattered all over the area. You are leaning on the laser with perspiration rolling off your face. Dawn approaches and the sun begins to rise. You collapse from exhaustion, but you have completed your task. That needs to be the outro for one of my episodes. Let's pop in and play Galactic Attack. This is by Lou Han of the Image Producers at sometime in September 1982. Ooh, cool. Sound effects. Okay, press fire to begin. Don't even have to use the keyboard. I like it. Oh, yeah, we're down at the bottom. This is it. This is Galactic Attack. All the reading of the manual has brought us to this. Hey, interesting animation, though, whenever he went for his approach. So I was pegging this as a Galaxian variant, and it kind of is. But notice the animation. Look at how they're animating the ships. That reminds me a little bit of Galaga. Still to this point, we haven't played a true Galaga variant. Nothing has tried to replicate a ship taking your ship and giving you more firepower. Every single one of them is copying Galaxian, Moon Cresta, Astro Invader, all the ones that originally copied Space Invaders, but no one has attempted Galaga, like a one-to-one Galaga. Oh, that wasn't fair. So there you go. We need someone to be reading the manual right now to make this game even more epic as we go to rescue and protect Dr. Laserbum. Yeah, there is much fewer ships, definitely, Curtis. Do you know if there's another screen? Because the gameplay I've seen, this is all you have. There isn't another option or another screen past this. Play control, though, works well. I'm getting variable frame rates with, oh, there we go, the night mode. Nice. So we do have it. I guess this would be your other screen. Are there any screens like this? Past this? Yeah, you can't. Yeah, so it's just those two screens. So we've seen the extent of Galactic Attack. Sound effects are all right. At this point, though, if you think of the games on the home computer that are shooters, or shooters that are copying Galaxian, we've seen multiple levels, boss encounters too, because some of them are copying Phoenix and things like that. So yeah, there's much better shooters that you could be playing. I almost want to say it's just average, maybe even just subpar, because the only positive thing or unique thing is the way they're animating the ships before they make their ascent coming down. Yeah, I know. Smooth animation would be the #1 thing. Definitely Psychosis Media. All right, so of all the games so far on a home computer, yeah, it's around the average range. You'd find enjoyment on your Coleco, but considering we're basing everything on all home computers, I have to go lower. It's so average. I'll say 2.5. It's still around the average range. I don't want to really say bad because it still works well using the analog joystick. But so far, yeah, Curtis is with me with 2.5 too. Raj saying 2 and Richard 2.5. Yeah, it's a part of me wants to say bad, but it really wasn't a bad experience. It's an all right shooter, but it's just not doing anything that's like the other ones that are performing above this one. Yeah, technical achievement. I love it. All right, let's see where we're going now. It's now time to play Ghost Encounters for the Atari home computer. I'm actually really excited to share this one. It's another, we don't use the term hidden gem here on the show. We use the term diamond in the rough. This is a diamond in the rough. Ghost Encounters, a real-time adventure game on your Atari home computer by JV Software. This one is the sequel to Action Quest that we saw in May 1982. It's using the same engine, and I think we flip it over. Yeah, there we go. It's the second in a series of real-time joystick-controlled adventure games following Action Quest. Brand new puzzles and collections. When we saw Action Quest, it's a very generic title, but it's a really fun game. It kind of reminds me of you're moving screen to screen like the adventure on Atari, but you have many puzzles to solve. So every room has a different puzzle to work on. And it's all action-based. You're flying around as a ghost. Did they tell us the name of the ghost? I believe his name is Whitecap, but I don't think it says it here. So you have 30 rooms, 20 prizes scattered throughout. Requires a player to fast response, physical coordination. So I'd actually consider this more like a game like Venture. Every room has a puzzle to solve, but they're more unique than just the puzzles that they had in Venture. No way, Errol, you did? Too cool. All right, so here you go. This is what we have for ghost encounters. The ad you would have seen in magazines at the time. Second in a series of real-time joystick-controlled adventure games. There's a lot to the game, too. There's an example of the screenshot. And we have 2 versions that we could be playing. Let's pop it and play Ghost Encounters. This is by Jack Verson, part of JV Software. It's sometime in September 1982. This game was re-released as Castle Hassle, which had Action Quest and Ghost Encounters in the same title. Oh, and that's gold. Give us some tunes. Yeah, there we go. Oh, is that what we get for the ditties? So we get a little bit of music before we start. Great point for the Atari home computer. That's why I love it. So in 1983, we'll see a combination of the first game and this one together, and it has the manual, and the manual explains how to control the game. On the back of the box, it didn't explain anything, and I can't find the manual for the originals back here, but I had to look it up to know how to play this one, because this one adds more than just what we did in Action Quest. I'm going to push start on our Atari home computer. Now, the way this works, in the top of the screen, we have the time we've played the game, our lives, and every room you're in has a time limit. You have to solve or move out of the room before the timer goes out. So what I'm going to do is make my way around. I'm playing as the ghost. I believe his name is Whitecap, and the ghost flies around. He's animated, which is awesome. And that's what kind of blew me away as Action Quest. Whitecap has the ability to shoot in 8 different directions. See, whenever I hold down the red button, I have that, and then I let off the button, he fires a shot. Oh, I really thought I got it. I'm trying to just hit this guy. Got him. Okay, so we knocked him out. Our time is running thin, though. I pick up our artifact. Can we make it out in 3 seconds? Go, go, go! He did it! Nice. Now, there's something else that we can do in this game compared to the other one. Whitecap now can transform into different objects, like a hammer, like a torch. And you can just magically convert your flying blob or ghost into different things. So really, really cool that they have a character not only moving around animated, better, I would say, than Venture, and better than playing Adventure on the Atari. Oh, let's move out of here. We're running out of time. It's going to bring us back to the main room. There we go. But now you can transform into different shapes to solve the puzzle. So now we're in this room called Tight Squeeze, and we have to figure out how to get through. So this room only allows you to transform into something else. And I actually need help because the for some reason the actual keyboard doesn't respond, but the virtual one does. All right, so here we go. I'm going to slip myself into a pole. Oh, actually, we're running out of time. I'll leave the room. Go back to ghost form. There we go. And then leave and come back. And we have to transform our way through the room to get to the next side. Check it out. Here we go. Go here, and then from here, go here, transform there, and then go back to there, and then go there, and there. And we made it. But can I get out in 5 seconds? I don't think I can get out in 5 seconds. Oh, you have to do that really quick. So you transform your way through the halls and make your way out. And that's how you get your score for treasures. We get a nice little death song. So really enjoyed Action Quest when we first saw this. It's the same formula, new rooms, and now your ghost can transform. You can even transform into a key, and guess what? You go in the lock, it opens the door, boom, and then you're in the next room. You have a combination of lots of different rooms. Here, can we shoot these guys? Oh, he touched me. Darn. And you got to figure out the puzzle for the next room, how to make it through. All right, so I'm going to try let's try to go back to this side. Transforming into the key, unlocking this door, transforming back in the ghost. So I'm using a combination of the... Oh, they're coming in too fast. Let's see. You gotta pause him. Looks like we can stun him. But I gotta be quick. Alright, I'm gonna try it again. Turn into the key, unlock, and then go back to Ghost. Here we go. Get him quick. Oh, they're smart. They're really smart. Gosh, you gotta be quick. So the way they're following me is a different, I guess, a different artificial intelligence than I'm used to seeing. I like it, though. Okay, we'll check out the other room. So let's turn into a key, unlock this door, and then turn back to the Ghost. All right, so now we're in the next room. This one looks kind of like we're playing Berserk now. All right, so I think I just have to make it to the... There's a treasure at the end, and I just got to make it to the door without letting any of the debris fall on me, I'm guessing. All right, so let's see if we can make it. Is it all random? Oh, it looks like it's random. No! And you have a time limit still. 10 seconds to make it all the way through. Whoa! That is tricky. I'm going to leave and come back. Let's see if the locked door stays unlocked. Or do we go in the center? Yeah, we do go in the center. Okay, so turn to the key, unlock the door, go back as Whitecap, and let's just bolt. Make it all the way. Dodge everything we can. Oh man, this is so tricky because it's going to fall really fast on me. I know it is. So now we can decide, do we want to go get the treasure or move on? I'm going to go for the treasure. Nope. Oh. And it didn't work that time. And so all the rooms have different puzzles. The more puzzles you solve, the more rooms unlock. And you just keep going. You can see in the back of the box, there's 30 rooms for this one. And Action Quest was very similar as this for this aesthetic. But think of what this is. It's a game that's allowing you to transform your character into something else on the fly. Really, really cool. I love the concept. The execution for this time is great. It's like we're playing a step above Venture, or what Venture ends up being. Oh, Psychosis Me, I gotta go 5 for this? Very nice. Now, we gave Action Quest 4 when we originally saw it. I was a big fan. I thought it was an excellent title for everything you could play on a home computer. Action Quest, though, was limited. It didn't have a lot of rooms. Yeah. Oh, Errol never finished it, too. Nice. Bartleman saying 5. Charlie's saying 4. Chiptune says 4.5. Yeah, Obsidian saying 4. I love the idea of what they did, adding power-ups built into the character. That's a new concept. It's very fresh. So because of that, I have to rate this higher than Action Quest. I'm going to go 4.5 because they added more rooms and they improved on everything the Action Quest had before, and it's still part of 1982. Very well done. Marshall saying 5, nice. The only reason I wouldn't say 5 is because there are things that can be a little too frustrating or confusing, and the hit detection isn't there. Like there's parts of it that aren't polished, like some of the other titles we've seen. Yeah, Marshall even saying 5, very nice. There you go. So that's Ghost Encounters. Man, great game. A game that I would consider a diamond in the rough because it's something doing what no other game does. Really, really fun. All right. It's time to put our video game playing on pause and play another day. We have so many games coming up. We're still about halfway through all the games in 1982. Tune in next episode for... How about we take the color away from Frogger and play it completely in black and white? And also another game by Apollo for the Atari VCS. That's it for today, and like I always say, basic is basically beginner's instruction... Basic is basically beginner's all-purpose symbolic instruction code. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.